What's going on, guys, and welcome to an episode of Snap Decisions. I am back on YouTube for the first time in months, and I've got a guest with me who was probably one of my OG guests that I had on the show. It is NERFHERDER. NERFHERDER, man, what is going on? Thank you so much for joining me and coming back on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Joe. I gotta say, is that your intro song? Like, did you get that? Okay.
No, that is my good friend of mine, actually, who I met through. I was doing a podcast about maybe 4 years during COVID. Before this, that was all 80s like stuff.
Yeah,
and I had some musicians on that were doing synthwave, which I'm a big fan of now. It just reminds me of all that old stuff. His name is Scott, and he goes by Elevate the Sky. He did a song called Superhero, and I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect for the show. So I actually, I reached out to him. He was on my 80s pod. I reached out to him. I'm like, dude, can you give me a clip of that? I'm like, can I use that? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, man. He's really cool. And yeah, so I got that. I'm like, that is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I was like, I actually have. He also gave me the permission to use. He has an entire video for that, and the end of it is awesome. He sang with like a kids choir, and they sing the Fly High part with him. I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. And he just revamped it because he put in like scenes from the new Superman film and everything, which a lot of it was. A lot of it was based on the Chris Reeve Superman and everything. But he added some stuff from the new one. But yeah, it's a fantastic song. He does amazing music. Check him out. He's on I think he's on Blue Sky. Now a lot of us migrated over from Twitter because Twitter is just lousy sometimes, but yeah, he's a really, really cool dude. He lives out in California, and just
Googled it. Looks cool.
Yeah. The song is perfect. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he can let me use the song. It'd be fantastic for the show. But yeah, dude, welcome back, and we're gonna talk some Snap, and we're gonna go into the card changes. Obviously, we'll talk about Deadpool's Diner returning and what they're saying about that. We'll talk about the returning players stuff that was announced, and we'll get into a lot more. Talk about the new season's cards. And so, NERFHERDER, tell me, what have you been doing? I mean, I know you're out there still doing videos. Obviously, YouTube videos. I still see them. But yeah, other than that, what have you been doing with as far as game wise and things like that?
As far as games go, I gotta say, I know I'm getting old because the game I actually play most is a mobile golf game.
Oh, yes.
I'm obsessed with it. It's called Golf Clash.
Nice.
It's rather old, but it's an EA game. I think it's like 8 years old, but they're apparently updating it like all the time still.
Oh, that's cool.
And I squeeze in games of Golf Clash like as much as I can. But aside from that, it's just playing Snap, and I've slowed down on the videos, but that's mostly because I've been really busy.
Yeah.
But, other than that, this is the same old life, doing life things.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I just got done with the summer. Actually, we're dog sitting now for my oldest, who is on her honeymoon over in Paris. And so we have their dog for a week. So we're dog babysitting this week. But yeah, I hear you. It's fun to go back to like older stuff. I like to I still get on my PlayStation from time to time, and I'm playing like some of the classic, like the old Final Fantasy games that I played years ago and stuff. It's fun to like revisit stuff like that. Because it's just, while the new stuff is great, some of the stuff that you've played in the past that really sticks with you, like you were saying, the golf game, I'll go on and I'll play like Tecmo Bowl every now and then.
Dude, Tecmo Bowl? Are you talking about the Nintendo, the old one?
Yes.
Dude, that is the greatest sports game ever invented by humans.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I was playing that like back in the original NES when you had like Bo Jackson, and he used to be able to run back from the 1 yard line and go all the way back the other direction.
Yeah, that specific one you did is exactly with Bo Jackson.
Yes.
It's possible to stop.
Dude.
Unless you're the 49ers and you pick Ronnie Lott, I think you can catch him.
I think he might have been one of the only guys that could. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that's so much fun. Do you know there's a mobile game for it now, which I didn't even know?
As soon as you said mobile, I was like, I'm getting
it's literally on It's on mobile, and it's one of the most popular games in the Apple Store, right? It's called NFL 26, and they're all licensed NFL like uniforms and stuff on it. And yeah, it's a little hard to get used to because you're literally playing it on a small screen and stuff like that, and you have to you could either set the on-screen joystick up, or you can move the players around with your finger basically. But like it is literally almost exactly like it. Literally almost exactly like it. And
Yeah, I don't follow football much, so like I don't get into like new games and stuff. Actually, I don't know anything about football now. But
yeah,
if you ask me about football from like 1984 to 1994, I
yep.
know everything about it, and it's mostly because Tech was Super Bowl.
The glory days of football. Yeah, you know what, man? I've been a football fan since I was a kid, and it's like I watch it now, but I don't know. It could be the old man in me too, with my fist in the air. But I just don't like I don't like all the penalties. It ruins the game, like all the rule things and everything. It's just like they're calling penalties on everything. You never know when a play is going to stand. Like somebody makes a really good catch in the game, and all of a sudden you're just looking for a flag. And you're like, they're going to call a stupid penalty. They're going to call that back. It's like it. I don't know, man.
I'm not really sure what the word for it is, but everything. So I saw Moneyball for the first time a couple of days ago.
Oh my God, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I loved it. And
I love that film.
What I think what you're talking about is sort of like the moneyballification of everything,
Yes.
all sports. And it's not just like using analytics and being like real nickel and dime with how you play, but it's like you said, players trying to draw fouls as like part of their strategy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's
Yeah.
it causes games to lose like their fun and grittiness and just turn into like doing anything you can, no matter how boring, to get your stats a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. And it just seems like most of the sports are like that now.
Yeah.
Like baseball, they wanted to make quicker, and so now they rush that pitch count thing. They have that counter on that counts the pitchers, to make them throw it on faster. And games are getting over quicker, and things are just changed. They're using these different bats that they're just allowed to use now. There's no like penalties for using these, they hit the ball farther. And then the same thing with basketball. Like basketball it's all 3-pointers.
Yes.
Like if Larry Bird would have played this in this generation, he'd be scoring 100 points a game.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. I think I'm turning into my grandfather.
Speaking of Larry Bird, if people are watching right now and maybe they're like LeBron fans and they don't know much about Larry Bird or old school basketball in general, go look up Larry Bird mixtape on YouTube. He was the coldest white dude who's ever lived.
He was. Yeah, he was, man. Like, dude, I'll still go back and watch some of the videos where there was one where he came out and said he was going to play against the Atlanta Hawks left-handed the entire game.
The whole game, yeah.
And he did. And he played left-handed the entire game, and he still ended up with like 30 some odd points. Like, yeah, he was amazing, and he called himself the Hick from French Lick. He lived this little town in Indiana, and he literally was a Hick, and he was proud of it, and he was one of the best players to ever play the game, and was so much fun to watch. But yeah, man, it's the nostalgia. I love it. It's great, man. It's absolutely great. But all right, so. Let's discuss some Snap. So what have you been doing in Snap lately, man? Like have you still been enjoying the game? Like what are some of the things like in the last, like, let's say month or so that really got your attention in the game, or you really enjoyed playing?
So as far as Snap goes, like I got to be honest, we're talking about this a little bit before the actual show started, but like I check out almost to a fault so much on like what's happening in the game. Just because I don't like the whole I say this a lot on Twitter, nerds ruin everything. And I think when you get so obsessed with something and you get into the culture so much, it kind of sucks the joy out of everything. So honestly, I have no idea what's been going on in Snap. I just open the game and I try something and I play it and then I close it. And but lately I've been really obsessing over Mad Thinker and trying to get that card good.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I've been successful with one deck. I don't know. There's something about, like, sometimes I find a card and I'm like, I need this thing to be good. And then I'll spend a week making a bad card still bad. And I'm like, I just wasted my time.
It's fun to do that, though, because it's not going to be something that you're going to see, like, anybody, and I mentioned this on my show a lot. Like I try to tell, especially like newer players or players that just got into the game, or maybe like don't always just take a deck and net deck it. It's so much more fun. Like me coming from my Magic background and stuff like that. One of my the things I had the most fun with was just making decks. And now I get it. With Snap, it's harder because you don't have as many cards to mess around with. Although they're doing a much better job lately with almost 10 cards a month, trying to make that different. But and I get it. It's very easy to watch a creator's video and be like, yeah, they're in the top level of Infinite. I'm just going to take their deck and I'm just going to use it. Which I understand that, but part of the whole thing is like you were doing. Take a card like Mad Thinker that you aren't seeing. Nobody's playing the card, and just try to, there's got to be something where it'll fit into, and just like trying to come up with that thing that it does, and then having it work out is actually a cool part of playing card games.
Yeah, yeah. And some advice for people who do net deck. If you're gonna take a creator's deck, anybody's deck,
yeah,
and play it, first, don't change anything in the deck. Play it for like a dozen games or so to understand why the cards are there. But I think net decking is great when you put your own twist on it. And I will say that like everybody has their own style of play and their own way of thinking, and different cards in the game can accomplish the same goal but be more suited to how you think and how you play. So even if you are a net decker, I actually do think it's correct to maybe change one or two cards to adjust how you would usually play a game. And then, you're playing a sort of original deck that is more custom to you. Because I do know there's people who like, as a creator, this bothers me, is when I make a deck and I'm always worried that people are going to pick it up and not do well with it and then blame me and then never watch a video of mine again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to preface net decking and stuff like that. You got to make it your own. Otherwise you're going to do a lot better.
Yeah. I agree. And again, it's harder to do in Snap, but there are players with different levels of collection and don't have certain cards and this and that. So, and the creators are usually out there telling them like, look, if you don't have this card, you can sub it with this card and try this card and everything in there. But yeah, it gives you kind of like that. It's like a sense of accomplishment almost. Like when you stick a different card or two in there and then you're playing and you win, you're like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. I did a couple adjustments to it. I made it my own, and and now I'm winning some games and everything like that. So so that's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of the and may as well talk about it a little bit, but what do you think of them adding all of these cards in? Where you're getting like now we got 10 cards last month, we get 10 cards this month. I think there's a method maybe a little bit to the madness. If they ever wanted to do a draft mode, they have to put more cards in the game. They just have to, because you trying to draft like with a minimum amount of cards is not going to work. And so that's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know if that's what they're thinking, but I'm thinking to myself, all right, they're going to start adding more cards in. That would be good if people ever do want to draft mode. But yeah, what do you think about the getting all these cards now? It is a little harder for card acquisition, obviously. But what are your thoughts on them giving us all these new cards?
I'm down for it. I think it's mostly okay because not every card is like viable, and it seems in Snap that cards are specifically made for archetypes.
Yep.
So it's like if you don't play an archetype, don't get it. But I've found that like I can get pretty much any card I want. I do not spend money on this game past the $10. I don't even buy the premium.
I
just do
did.
the
Yeah.
$10 a month. And you do have to play quite a bit, but I think if you're, the average like player who plays like an hour a day and you buy the season pass, I feel like you can get almost everything you want. So at first it was like, man, this is a lot of cards. But since 4 or 5 of them are series 4, it's really not that bad, honestly, in my opinion. But
yeah. No, I agree. I think it's just, I some of the cards are going to be much better than others. Obviously some of them are going to, like right now, I think it's, one of the ones I want to mess around with because I love the character in comics is Awesome Andy. Nobody's playing Awesome Andy because it's just not really that great of a card. But I'm like,
It's just not, yeah.
yeah, I always like the character though, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna mess around with it at some point and use it for something, whether it be, I don't know, an Amora. I don't know, but it was just, just something that because I haven't seen a soul playing the card. But yeah,
it's not the best.
yeah, no, it's definitely not. It's probably one of the worst cards of the month, if not the worst card of the month so far. But so far this, well, actually, we'll go back a little bit. So, of any of the previous seasons that you played, what are like some of the cards that you're really enjoying to play right now?
Oh, geez. I totally forgot. Oh yeah, last season was. Oh yeah.
We have androids this month.
Yeah.
Last month.
Wait, what was last month? Oh, the first step stuff. The first step.
Fantastic Four. No, it was the Galactus, the Heralds.
The Galactus first steps.
Yeah.
The Silver Surfer actually was probably my favorite card last month. I really like that.
Yep.
But aside from that, I don't really play a lot of those cards too much.
Yeah.
And this month, so far, it's actually Jim Hammond, the Cyborg Human Torch. Cyborg or Android? I'm not sure what he is.
Android, Cyborg. Okay. Yeah, it was. I think he's an Android. I did my my audio pod last night, and I do a segment on there about comics. I knew he was like, the original Human Torch. I had no idea his book 1939 was when that character debuted. And I'm like, oh my God. Like and of course I had to go and read it. I read it last night. I have the Marvel Unlimited app, and I went and looked it up, and it was in there. And I went back and I read it. I'm like, oh my, like what blows my mind about that is all of the things that the writer and the artist touched on in there. It's all about androids and stuff like that written in 1939. This is kind of like stuff we're seeing now. And I'm like, how progressive were they? When the writer, it's crazy.
Yeah. There was some really, like Philip K. Dick, for example.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Blade Runner and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's when you see stuff like that back then, it's like, people had much more futuristic thinking than you might have thought back.
Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah. It blew my mind. I'm like, yeah, Jim Hammond. I knew he was the original Human Torch prior to, and he was also in the Invaders. So he was in with Namor and Captain America for a little while in comics and stuff like that. They had like a team. Namor was literally his first villain from the books and things like that. But yeah, the card seems to be an interesting one. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but yeah, I picked it up, and it looks like something that I might want to mess around with. Looks like you can. When I first saw it, I'm like, with all the ways to get to cheat energy, especially with like Wiccan and things like that, you can get this guy kind of high.
He's good. He definitely is interesting, and I think he's decent. I found most games he gets to 5 or 6 power.
Yeah,
I don't want to say easily, but enough.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a pretty good one card. I mean, everybody, a lot of people play Hydra Bob because he's a 1/5. They play Martyr because she's a 1/5. Yeah. So yeah. And then I saw some people playing in decks with him with I forget the name of it. The card that gives you Hope like Summers? Which one?
Hope Summers?
No, the one that just came out. I think it might have been last month. Or the month
talking about
prior.
Jennifer Kale, the Activate Energy girl?
No, it's one of the. It's the one that can literally, like, people were playing decks to end up or playing Shuri with it to make it a double, make it 10.
Oh, the Fallen one.
That's the Fallen one.
Yeah.
So I've seen decks with Jim Hammond in it with the Fallen one as well. Which I guess is smart. You can get, like, my God, people were getting off like Arnim Zola Black Panther last turns, and they just be able to play every single one of the cards on the last turn. So
yeah, what I think is interesting about the Fallen one, if anybody has it, is if you just play it early with no buffs to it, it's still basically an Electro. Like if you play it on turn 4, you get +1 max energy essentially.
Yeah,
because you have 5 max on turn 4, and then you get the 1 a
Oh
turn.
yeah.
So if no one's has him or they're thinking about getting him, whatever, he does work like that. So you don't actually have to try super hard to make the Fallen One busted. I think this is actually a problem with a lot of cards that come out. People
Yeah.
try to do the extreme thing with it. It doesn't work.
Yep.
And they're like, this card sucks. Most of the time, if you're really boring with a card, that's the best way to use it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. I would never have thought of that. And I'm like an old school ramp player. I love playing ramp. So I mean, yeah, if you can get an Electro without a drawback,
Yeah, it's
why not?
basically.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna go through this quick. How about let's go through this because I just want to see what your thoughts on this was. This was the latest patch. This was insane to me. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, there's got to be something go. Then I'm reading all the little 100s, and they were all. Someone actually went back and translated all those from binary. They actually made them into all that was words that they put in that patch. But I think this is hilarious, dude. Like how many times have we as players said Shang-Chi sucks? It takes all the fun out of the game. Well, they basically got rid of all these tech cards that people would complain about. I mean, obviously Killmonger and Zoo. You can't play a Zoo list if people are playing Killmonger to wipe out your entire board unless you have Kyera. Yep. I think they made Enchantress better, actually, of all the cards that are up there. That's
actually not a bad change at all.
Yeah, I think that's better. Of course, Shadow King, Negasonic, I think needed it. She was just everywhere. Alioth, I haven't really seen that card much. Red Guardian, they just killed. He's just a 3/0. Yeah. And then, of course, Cosmo. But, yeah, well, I mean, what did you think of this? Because when it first came out, and I thought, oh, my God, everybody's going to love this. I think it was kind of the opposite. Everybody's like, oh, this sucks. I have no way to get rid of this, no way to get rid of that. And the meta just kind of turned into a, again, it's Black Panther, Zola. It's just big cards. People are playing like the Surtur decks and the Big Dumb Idiots decks because they know they can't get shanked out of it. But yeah, what did you think of this? I thought it was a funny thing to do, and they did say they're going to revert everything, but they may consider if people were saying that a card was better, that they might consider keeping the changes. But yeah, what did you think of this OTA?
I thought it was great. So in general, I'm not the kind of player who plays tech cards. I get so. I understand why they're in the game and actually like that cards like this are in the game. What I don't get is people who are like, just get tech cards are so stupid. Any sort of interaction makes them mad because it's what they lose to. I think that's insane because you will get if these cards didn't exist whatsoever, you get an extreme version of like everyone's just playing solitaire basically, and no doubt. It's not fun. But in general, though, I think it was fun. It's fine. What I think mostly it's done is, like you said, it's allowed people to play decks like Zoo. And you really don't have to worry about these cards, mostly because people are choosing not to play them. If they played them, I'm sure people would adjust their decks and temper them down a little bit. But when you're building decks now, you can be like, oh yeah, I don't need armor like whatsoever. I actually don't care about it. You can play Zoo without Kyera, just does not matter. Which is pretty fun. But it's too early to tell if this is actually going to be annoying or not, I think.
Yeah, and it was kind of similar to those imbalance patches that they used to do in the past. A little bit where they kind of just like shake it up a little, and I don't know, I kind of think it's there was some of the people who listen to my show have said that they enjoyed when the game had, like, remember when they were doing the Avengers and X-Men stuff, and that stuff was just fun, and a lot of it was like went along with the season or went along with like things that were going on in movies and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty fun to do. And this was very similar. They had, they were saying that they got invaded by androids and the androids took over. And then that's why this happened. I don't know. To me, I think it just makes games fun. You change them up a little bit. You make it a little bit different. The meta sometimes does get pretty stale. Like we talked about earlier, when people net deck things and they see that a good deck is winning, like I'll name one, Victoria Hand.
Yeah.
Victoria Hand is just super good and super popular, and it just seems like all these new cards come out just so easily fit into that deck. And you know, and now you get a change in that for a little bit. You know, a couple of weeks or so go by, and it's not the same old thing all the time, which I think is kind of, I don't know. I think it's good for the game, and I think it just makes it more fun to play.
Yeah, the meta changes so fast in this game. It's kind of like staggering.
Yep.
To a point where I actually think people stop playing stuff that probably were technically better because it's not new.
Yep.
The meta and players in general have a, I don't want to say problem, but yeah, every time something new comes out, it's like, well, that's replacing this card in the deck, therefore we're never playing that other card again. And I think that's actually a mistake if we're trying to be super sweaty about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So are you saying that these? Sorry, I didn't read like the patch notes and stuff.
That's okay.
Are you saying that this is a temporary change?
Yeah, they came out like a day later, and they came,
Uh-huh.
and they had a post on Twitter that said that they're going to be reverted
Oh,
for the most part. But then they said they will consider, like, if people give them, you know, people let them know their opinions and stuff on certain cards, they may consider keeping some of them the way that they changed to. But you can kind of like look through the list and figure which ones they may keep and which ones they're more than likely going to revert. Like Red Guardian, there's no way he's staying at a 0.
no,
I'm
it's just
like,
bad. You
yeah,
have to play it with like Bass and Agent Venom now. Otherwise,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah. So there's some that you could just see that won't. But like for instance, like, well, you know what? We can go through them quick because I would
sure.
like to get your opinions on like whether or not you'd revert them or not. Because I was going through that on I did an OTA pod the other day about this, and I was just kind of thinking about like which ones I would keep and which ones I wouldn't. So we'll start at the top. So Shang-Chi, obviously he just blows up one 10+ card in a lane instead of multiple. Would you keep Shang that way? I mean, I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I thought, it might not be so bad because it does give the players that are playing like the Big Dumb Idiots decks or the Surtur decks and stuff like that an opportunity where Shang just isn't going to instantaneously win that lane. And that's a lot of times what would happen. If you would build up a lane and you had a couple big cards on that lane, Shang would come out, and that player is winning that lane. I mean, it's that simple. So yeah, would you want Shang to stay that way, or would you want him to revert it?
I think keeping it at 110 power is actually fine, but they would have to increase the power of Shang itself, in my opinion. I think you either go like 4/4, 4/5, kill 110 power thing, or you just go back to the old one and lower his power actually down to maybe like 1 or 2.
Oh, okay.
But in general, I don't it so far it hasn't like bothered me being like, oh, look at all these giant cards everywhere.
Yep.
But yeah, this one's obviously, I think it's gonna get changed back.
I would agree. Yeah, I think they'll change. They have often said that Shang is like a release valve.
Yeah, you
for
have
the
to have
game.
Shang in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're probably right. I would agree with that. The next one there is Killmonger. Now, Killmonger, I know it would hurt Destroy in a big way if they left it the way it is, because that's really what, you know, Destroy wants to like use the Killmonger to blow up stuff all over the board if they have an X-23 or if they have whatever. But I don't know. To me, this one, I would consider keeping it just that one lane, because again, you revert it back to what it was, and again, there goes the people that want to play Zoo without using Kyera, even if they have it. Some people don't have Kyera that are playing Zoo, so that basically wipes out that format. So I think instead of doing that, I don't see that it would be that bad to just keep it one lane. But what are your thoughts on Killmonger?
This one does feel bad, particularly if you're playing Destroy. Overall, I think the card is like, it doesn't exist anymore, in my opinion. I don't think anyone's going to play this unless they're trying to kill their own stuff like Deadpool. So, but I mean, it's not like zoo decks are like running rampant.
No, they're not.
You get on the ladder,
they're
you're
not.
like, Gilgamesh, how dare you?
Yeah, right.
But it does feel bad. This feels like it's not good, and keeping this would essentially erase the card. So overall, I think if they're going to keep it to one lane only, they would have to really increase the power, probably up to 5, because most things, like with stuff like this, it kills all the 2-drops at a location. Let's say on average 1.52 drops. A 2-drop is usually 2 or 3 power, so that means Killmonger is usually a 3/6, a 3/7
Yeah.
when you take all its value in. So killing all the lanes, it was like overpowered. It felt really stupid and good,
Yeah.
honestly. But with a 3/3, it feels bad. So I think they'd have to bump up the power a little bit to
Okay.
make it to where if it kills one or two drops, you're still getting, like 8 power out of it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
If that
Yeah. That
made
makes
sense.
sense. Yep.
Like
Hmm.
cumulative value.
Yep. Enchantress, you know what? I'm not. I don't mind the extra power on her. I mean, there's a lot of ongoing decks out there now,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, you kind of are banking on that card. A tribunal deck, or a lot of these other just ongoing cards with Captain America and Captain Carter and all that kind of stuff, where they set up that one big lane. You do kind of need a little bit of a bump in power sometimes to, even if you wipe those lanes out, they're sometimes still high. So I don't know. I don't mind her being, what is she, a 5'8", right?
Mhm.
I don't mind her being an 8. I think I would be okay with them leaving it at 8 or going back to 7. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, but I wouldn't mind her being an 8. It's supposed to be a powerful card. It's supposed to be kind of a deterrent for people to do that kind of thing with all the ongoing stuff. So I don't mind it at an 8, but what are your thoughts on Enchantress?
This one's fine. Well, although I think it does cause some tension with other tech cards.
Yeah,
Like if you're, I don't know. There's already like Legion and Lady Deathstrike technically is a tech card,
yep,
and the Cosmic Ghost Rider. I don't know. It's a little weird. I think this one you could keep it and it would be fine.
yeah.
But if I had my druthers, I would just put it back on a 4/6.
Just put it back to the 4/6 what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah,
just
yeah,
mostly because like Zabu, and it's easier to squeeze in a secondary play. A 5/8,
yeah.
you can only also play a 1-drop, and it's not the best. Like yeah. Anyways, I think a 4/6 is better for it.
Zabu's a good call. Yeah, I didn't really think about the Zabu play with it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, she's still going to destroy. She's still going to damage whatever she hits anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's still
yeah,
effective, but yeah.
yeah. Shadow King. I don't think there's any chance that he stays that way. I think he goes back to what he was.
Huh?
And you know what? Of all the, I don't know though.
It used to be this.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Of all the cards that I think they did, I think Goliath and Shadow King were probably the two mesmerizing ones to me. Because Shadow King is he's kind of like they used to, they say Shang's kind of necessary. I think Shadow King kind of is too.
Yeah.
And Goliath just doesn't see a lot of play. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Shadow King?
I do not care about this card whatsoever.
Yeah,
Mostly because I hate it.
I
I'm just
don't
like,
play it really
I don't play
much.
it. I hate
Yeah,
it. I'm My favorite type of decks are like scaling decks. Like
yep,
Bishop is I think my favorite card in the game.
nice.
So yeah, Shadow King. I'm like I hate this card so much. So
Oh yeah, I
whatever.
would
Keep it at a
imagine.
3/3. I don't care.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that, again, like I said, I don't even see it played that much, and it becomes a thing when certain decks get to be really really popular. But yeah, I would agree with that. Negasonic. I don't know if I'd have been so harsh on the card, but the card is pretty. It does kind of swing games to the point of where you could just stick her in a lane. All right, unless they play two cards on the lane, they're losing something that they're not going to want to lose. And then this combined with a lot of those decks that had Juggernaut in them and everything can be kind of tough. But I don't know if I'd go that harsh on it. But I might make it cost maybe one more than it used to. I don't know. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Negasonic?
We might disagree here, but I don't think Negasonic's an issue, mostly because of
Okay.
how it forces deck building. Like if you're gonna play Negasonic, you have to play a deck that gets out early and stays
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
To me, yeah. So it's like a 3/3. I guess the 3/3 is annoying but that wasn't because her herself is like super good. It was because you could pair it with another 3 cost card, which was usually like something like Juggernaut, which
Yeah.
both of those together is super annoying.
Yeah.
But I think just a 3/3 Negasonic and then putting Juggernaut at 4/5, I think those two is it's totally fine. I think it would be completely different if you just keep Negasonic at a 3/3 and keep Juggernaut at a 4/5. I don't think the issue is still there anymore.
Hmm. Do you think the 4/5? Yeah, that's a good point that you bring up. Do you think the 4/5 was the way I look at Juggernaut is right? Look, most people end up playing Juggernaut on the last turn of the game anyway. Mostly always.
Yeah.
So that going to a 4, I really didn't think it had much of an effect anyway, because usually everybody waits until the final turn to play it. So I didn't really think that was a big thing. I still think Juggernaut to me is an I win card. It just is. Like, I mean, unless people are filling lanes, right? If people are filling up lanes, then it's not going to matter. But if you're in a meta where that's not happening and everybody's not filling all their lanes up, then, you put that card down in that one other lane, you're pretty much certain you're going to move their cards somewhere else that you want that they don't want them to be. And you're probably going to more than likely win that lane. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Like the obviously, you're okay with the change.
Yeah. I think it's fine in general. It's sort of the Enchantress thing. When you put it at 4, it's the fact that you can't play it with something else that is going to win you the game. A 4 and a 2, like what are you going to play with? What, like, I don't know. Like, what are you going to play as the 2-drop to back up your Juggernaut? Because just a Juggernaut on turn 6, I don't think wins games. I think you have to also put power down. But yeah, it feels like they're trying to make it more like a play this like Stegron, please, like sort of card. Yeah. But which I think is fine. But yeah, if they're trying to fix Juggernaut, I think the best way to do it would to be turn it into like a Negasonic in a way where it's like you have to play a deck that gets out early, stays ahead, and uses Juggernaut to just control priority and not a turn 6 I win play. Which I think actually they did by making it a 4/5.
Okay. I have to ask you, and we'll get back to to this patch here. But were you playing any of the last turn decks that were out there with first steps? Were you doing the whole Sunspot Invisible Woman deck that was out there, Havoc decks that would play like the Prodigy on Invisible Woman first steps, and then you'd be able to hit all those cards with the last turn thing? Were you playing those at all, or were you playing against them? What were your thoughts on those?
I played Klea versions of that deck.
Okay.
I don't know. The Klea is another card that I got like unhealthily with. But yeah, I played Klea versions of that deck. I didn't play the stock standard list.
Okay.
And honestly, yes, it was very good. But the thing I hated about that was just when they copied their Invisible Woman, and then you have to sit through like 8 triggers of Havoc. And I'm like, I would just close the game. I don't want to sit through that.
Right? Yeah. They should have hit the fast forward button on those. They tend to have that fast forward thing going off on things that you don't want it to do.
You're like, I want to see that. That's why I did this crazy combo.
Yeah. But yeah, it seems like that's calmed down a little bit anyway. People are still playing it, and it was it was a pretty reliable deck. But especially if you got
I think it's still super solid. It's one of the better decks.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
It's just not to a point where it's
right. Obnoxiously bad. Yeah. Agreed. How about Eliath? Again, Eliath, I think with the change they made to the card, obviously the initial version was overpowered. I would agree with that. But I mean, that was ridiculous.
Think back about that. Like it just deleted cards.
Oh my God. Talk about an I win card.
That was stupid.
Yep. I'll tell you what, man, being an OG Galactus player, the minute Eliath came out, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. You get a follow-up card to your Galactus with that, and it's like, you're just winning. But
am I remembering correctly that like when you played it, it did literally just eat the cards? They disappeared from
the cards were gone. Yeah. Yep. The cards just never got played. Yep. Oh my God, I loved it. Those were the days. But yeah, what do you think of? Again, I think Eliath is fine the way it is now. It's certainly not a meta staple. You don't see it very much. And I don't necessarily think they had to tone this all the way down the way that they did, because it wasn't being used very often anyway. Unless you see like the only places I would see it honestly were in Arshem. People playing Arshem decks. It was really it. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Eliath's change?
Yeah, 6 power is just harsh.
Yeah,
And I don't like it. I guess this is the same as like Negasonic and Juggernaut. I do not mind tech cards where you're forced to play a certain way.
yeah,
Um, and usually, I like if I play an Eliath deck, I usually put another 6 cost card in the deck because obviously, like if you don't have priority, Eliath is a non-card. It's pointless. So I put Leader and Elias together because if like one doesn't win the game, the other one usually will.
yeah,
I know nobody uses Leader now at the moment, but if I play Eliath, I'm usually playing Leader too.
I get hit with a sneak leader every now and then from players that are playing. I'm like, and I just have to like tip my cap. I'm like, okay, that's old school. I'm not going to be mad about that. You don't see it hardly ever anymore. So I think I got one from the the deck that I'm playing with the new card oh my gosh, the one that I'm playing. Oh no, I'm sorry. The deck I'm playing with Kang is basically it's RSM. It literally has 37 cards in it, and one of the cards that I end up getting was it's ridiculous. But I'm like, I end up getting a leader last turn, and I'm like, oh, I'm throwing the leader out there, and again, it's like no one expected that. They played a really big card on their last turn. I think they played an Agamotto that was higher power than it was really powered up, and I stole the Agamotto with the leader. But again, good old days of the game with the leader. Red Guardian going to a 3-0. I know people don't like this card. I know they don't. It hits the smaller cards and stuff like that. So, but 0 too much. I think 0 is too much.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's too much. Although I hate Red Guardian.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Red Guardian is it kind of makes Rogue pointless because the cards you would usually consider putting Rogue in for, Red Guardian just takes care of it. But yeah, I hate this card. It's stupid. I'm not gonna say I wish it didn't exist, but 0 is harsh. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then lastly, we had Cosmo. This one too, I really don't think Cosmo needed to be changed.
No, it doesn't.
This isn't one you would see very much anyway, unless like Destroy runs rampant. I know when Dormammu came out, you saw people were playing Cosmo and Armor because so many people were playing Destroy with Dormammu in the deck. So, but yeah, Cosmo I don't think really needed to be changed at all. I think they just kind of threw him in there with the rest of the tech stuff.
Yeah. Well, although out of 4/6, I still think it gets the job done. Honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Put it back.
Yeah.
Put the dog back.
I agreed. The poor dog. Let him have his day. Good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, that's the OTA that they obviously just did. So let's talk a little bit about we have a revision to Deadpool's Diner. Now, you go back to the very beginnings of the Diner. I know how crazy the first Diner was. I can remember watching. I think Guest Gaming had a video that he was doing for it that kind of described to everybody how to play, but then the video didn't come out until after the mode came out, so nobody kind of knew what they were doing, and they went into it just by the seat of their pants. And the thing with that one is that was when RSM had pretty much first came out, and their cure for RSM, or their tech card for RSM, was Cassandra Nova. So in order to get Cassandra Nova, you had to play through this mode to get it. Otherwise, you're going to wait for quite a while until it became available. So it made it to the point where it was definitely became a sweaty thing for a lot of people because they wanted that card so badly. And, people were going in thinking that it was going to play a certain way. And I remember I was even a little bit confused with the betting, the way that you would bet with the bubs and stuff like that. And if you weren't, I think what it is, and it was kind of funny because they really did kind of make it like high stakes poker. If you weren't playing at the lower tables, because a lot of times at high stakes poker, you'll play at the lower tables first, and you'll try to build up a coffer, right, until you try to jump to the next one, and then the next one, so that if you would lose, you're not losing that badly. You're still going to have enough built up where you're just going to lose a little bit. And people weren't playing like that. They were just jumping up like they were leveling up. And I was like, nope, I'm just going to go up and up and up. And then they get to the thing, they'd lose and it'd go all the way back down to the bottom. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way that plays out. But now they're changing it. They're making it where, well, first of all, they have a shop now instead of you're getting the card on a ladder.
Okay.
So they have a shop now where you're going to be able to, but there basically are no stakes anymore. Each player can decide whether they want to double or triple their bets, and only that player would lose that decides to do it. Like whoever loses the match, you don't have to go and double. You don't have to do any of that. And if one player decides to do it, then only they're going to be affected by it, not both people playing. But yeah, it's all in. Was in the note? It was in there. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up.
September 16th patch note?
Yeah, it's in the. I had to look it up because it's not in the game now. I found it on. Let me see if I still have. I might still have the screenshot that I shared actually. Hold on. I will get it. It is. I know I shared it on Twitter, so I'll pull it off my Twitter. Now I think the place you got to find it is on the website. Because I don't think they have. Okay, here it is. Deadpool's Diner's back September 18th to 25th at server reset, blah, blah, blah. We've taken the pressure off so you can focus on the fun. Now you only ever risk what you raise. With no more auto doubling on turns 5 and 6. Stakes are truly on the diner. Your opponent's snaps raise only their side. Your snaps raise only yours. So you can still hit sizzling payouts by snapping up to 3 times or keep it cool with 1 or 2. You'll always see when your opponent raises, giving you the intel to decide whether to push or play it safe. Plus, with fewer tables, losing at the top won't send you tumbling down to the bottom, making for a smoother climb. Win or lose, your matches fuel progress on the plate missions, which can be completed by snapping. Plate missions will earn you nachos, which is a currency for the new shop. Plate missions will also refresh automatically as you complete them. It's big stakes without the big flameouts and a much tastier path to victory. Win matches, complete missions, progress on the maximum effort reward track, and take all of your nachos to the shop where you'll be able to cash in on new rewards like red fire borders, gold chain borders, and the new Series 4 card Danger. So,
okay, so they're basically they're making bankroll management for dummies.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Good explanation. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Because if you ever gamble or you in any form whatsoever, it doesn't matter what currency you're gambling in. Never play more than if you need 10 times your buy-in is like bare minimum.
Yep.
If you're being super conservative, I would say 50 times your buy-in is usually what you should gamble with most. But yeah, that's what I did in the Deadpool Diner. It was a little annoying because I would, you'd have, I don't know, let's say 1 million bubs or whatever the hell they were, and I still would only be playing games that were like 10,000.
Yep.
Okay, so that's not that bad. You still gamble. You just can't be an idiot and lose all of it in like one go.
Right.
Okay. That's fine.
Yep. So, and then of course the Series 4 card Danger is included in it in the shop there that you can get, and they're putting missions along with it too, kind of like they do with all their other game modes now. So you're gonna have missions that you can complete. So I'm sure somebody much smarter than me will do the math, and they'll figure out exactly how many of these things you have to complete per day in order to advance to get the Danger card.
Yeah, Lauren Woodebs is going to do
Lauren. Oh yeah, Lauren's amazing with that, man.
People who are listening, go follow her on Twitter.
Yes,
everything that happens in the game, she does a bunch of math.
Yep,
and my eyes would glaze over like just doing a fraction of the stuff she does.
Yes, let's just say I'm glad Lauren is playing this game and is around in the game because there's no way that I would be able to figure all that. It was funny because the minute that announcement came out, somebody on Twitter literally asked Lauren, did you figure it out yet? How many was that? She's like, it just came out like 10 minutes ago.
Do the math, Lauren.
Right? Do the math. Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank goodness for Lauren. Quick plug to them to Lauren too. Obviously they do a a really fun podcast called Snap on This with herself and It's Just Ree and Ben Roller. They're part of what I'm part of, the Snap Judgments League of podcasts. So go check that out. They do that every single Friday. So if you want to hear Lauren's math exploits and much more, you can listen to them on Fridays. So quick plug. But yeah, it's I don't know. It seems to me like they are trying to. How did you? What did you get to play the? Oh, what was the last one they came out that they had the avatars that you could use? It was
the one with like a champion.
Yeah, the champions. Yeah. Did you get to play
that one? It was cool. Yeah, I actually really like that one.
It looks like it.
Playing Mr. Fantastic nonstop.
Where are you playing? Oh, Mr. Fantastic. Is that the one you were doing? Yeah. He was the ongoing one, right?
Yeah, he gave ongoing in your hand -1 energy and +1 power. Yeah, that was good.
The people I was playing Herbie. I kind of like the Herbie one.
Yeah, that one was good too.
Yeah, that one was fun. But yeah, I like that. It does look like that's coming back. If you look at the data mines for the next couple of seasons, which look very interesting, there's a Spider-Verse season coming in November.
Yeah, I saw the previews for those.
Yeah, and then I think December is Weapon X, a Weapon X season, which looks really cool. Like a lot of the stuff that goes along with the Weapon X program, but they had some cards which look like they were those the champions spell that they would cast, the champions thing that you could play, that would give you the champion's power in essence. It looks like they have more of those that are out there. So I don't know when it's coming. Maybe during the Spider-Man season. I'm not sure. But it does look like there's some of those that have been data mined that are out there. So it looks like they're bringing that back.
Those cards look sick. The
Spider-Verse ones. Oh man, yeah. Superior Spider-Man. The Doc Ock Spider-Man is in it. Yeah. I think Prowler is in it. But yeah, some of them look pretty cool. The only thing is the ones I saw don't have any numbers written in yet. They just say like change power to 0 or change this to 0. They don't actually have the figures written in.
If you go to marvelsnapzone.com right now, the data mine one does have numbers in it.
Oh, so they have the numbers in it? Okay.
Yeah, it says if you have a card with increased power in play, you get +1 energy next turn.
Okay. Yeah, then they must have
and then the Spider-Punk one that like steals power when you move, it's 2 power. But yeah.
Spider-Punk is a lot of people like Spider-Punk. That's going to be a fun season. Everybody loves Spider-Man. So, and obviously with the animated stuff for the Spider-Man. Oh, I think Spider-Man Noir is in it too, or Noir. I hate pronouncing that word. Whatever. Noir. Yeah, whatever it is. Noir. That's it. Noir. Yes. That Nicolas Cage is actually playing the character on Amazon coming up. They're doing an Amazon Spider-Man Noir special on Amazon. That's going to have Nicolas Cage playing, which should be fun. Nicolas Cage is
named a lot, but he's a fantastic actor.
I love some of his stuff, man. Like I know he's getting like he was just in a horror film that was creepy as hell. I remember my daughter recommended me to watch it. Long Legs.
Was it called Manny? Oh, okay.
Long Legs was the name of it. But yeah, he's been in some. I had the TV on the other day, and it was the one he was in where it was like an end of the world type of thing where I think he was a scientist or something, and the sun spots were getting too close to the Earth, and then he Knowing. I think the movie's called Knowing. Yeah. That's another one with him in it, but yeah, Nicolas Cage I think is great. I love him. I don't know why people like say that he's nuts in all the good ways.
Yeah, perfect crazy. Check out Mandy if you haven't checked that one out. It's a little
Mandy.
Weird. Yeah, it's not for kids.
I haven't seen it. Okay,
but it's super good. It's like a super independent art film sort of thing. But yeah, it's fantastic.
I will have to look at that for sure. Have you seen? I'm going to go back and I'm going to, of course, incorporate a little pop culture here. Sure. Did you see the new Superman and the new Fantastic Four?
I did. Yeah.
What did you think?
Superman, take it or leave it. Honestly,
okay.
It was funny. Like, it was a good popcorn movie.
Yeah,
it was super awesome and deep. I got to be perfectly honest here.
Yeah.
I am the Snyderverse stuff, not the stuff that came out in theaters, but like those Zack Snyder versions of those movies, like Man of Steel and
Justice League.
Donald Justice, no Donald Justice,
Mm,
um, and his version of Justice League, I think are the three best superhero movies ever.
wow. Okay. All
So
right.
I did not. I mean, I enjoyed the new Superman, like it was fun and like yay, it made me smile, but that's
Right.
as far as it goes.
Okay.
Um, and then what was the other one?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so my sister is absolutely obsessed with Marvel. It's because I showed her the cartoons when we were a kid, the old
Oh
X-Men.
yeah.
So
Yep.
she got obsessed with it. You know how you watch stuff on repeat, like when you're a little
Yes.
kid? Yeah, I forced her. That was her on repeat stuff. Was like old Marvel cartoons. But anyways, so she was super stoked about Fantastic Four. I just don't go to the movies a lot. I wait until I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
watch them online.
Yeah. Which they're
And
actually coming out, which is crazy because Superman's already coming on HBO Max, I think
yeah,
Friday, and Fantastic Four is coming out on Blu-ray in like 2 weeks. So it's
yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
she took me to see that one, and I have to be honest, I don't remember anything that happened. I thought it was boring, and it was like whatever. I just didn't care. It wasn't bad, but I did not care about what was happening for some reason. I was just like, whatever. Until Galactus came on screen, he was sweet. They
Galactus was
really
awesome.
did a good. Yeah, he was friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
So
I
everything
was
about it was cool.
I was
But
waiting for him since they teased him with the cloud in the Fantastic Four in the
yeah,
90s.
yeah,
And I was like, I could, but you know what? When you go back and you think about that logically, like they probably just didn't have the tech to do it. Like either that or it was just way too expensive back then. It would have
it would
just
have looked
cost them
corny. Think
tons of.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. Like, remember how the Thing looked? Did you
Oh
want a
God. Yeah.
Galactus
When
that looked like that?
he wore the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it would have
Yeah.
looked bad. People don't. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was actually the correct decision to make a giant butthole-looking cloud.
I don't know if you saw this, but you know what? Here, hold on. I'm going to move away from the camera really quickly
Last thing on
because
Fantastic Four is the way it
go ahead.
ended bothered me.
Oh, did it? Okay.
I don't know. It was stupid when she was like dead on the ground and they put the baby on her chest.
Oh, now they revived her with the Franklin Richards. Yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah,
yeah. I'll give you that. That was a little.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that was a little weird. Like the baby, just yeah. I kind of would have. They could have like, and they did at the end. They aged him. They obviously made him older.
yeah.
But you know, Franklin is an omniversal being basically, and like he's so powerful that I get it. I understand the standpoint of that, but having the baby do that, yeah, when a baby would not know anywhere near like the capacity to do things like that, yeah, it's like kind of
It's
silly.
instinct though. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
right. That's where I check out usually with comic book stuff is when
yeah,
you start getting into like Franklin Reed's. Oh, it's like, oh, you can create and destroy universes at will. I'm just like, my eyes glaze over. I'm like, well,
yeah.
then nothing matters. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know.
That's what
I'm
they're
also,
setting up. They're setting up Doomsday with that. I think that's pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
what it is. Yeah, that's where they're going with that. I think it's the 2015 comic version of Secret War. I think is what they're going to generally do. The
Yeah, I don't
one
know
from
anything about that.
yeah, the one from the 80s, like that was to sell toys. They made that comic book to sell toys. And
Yeah,
so I was like, yeah, they're not going to do that one because
they
like
did
that
everything to sell toys in the 80s.
yeah, they did. I have to show you. So I
Oh yeah, I think I saw it. Yeah, you posted that on Twitter. I
the
think it's
popcorn bucket. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
dude. I was like, I have got to get this thing. I'm
Was
such a
that at the
galactic.
actual theater?
Yeah, so the popcorn goes inside there.
Yeah, but did you buy that at the theater?
No,
Okay.
I couldn't find one. I had to get it on eBay. I bought it from somebody on eBay.
I think it's ridiculous.
But yeah, I'm like my wife. You should have seen the look on my wife's face. She's like, "How big is this thing?" I'm like, it's pretty big." When I got it, she's like, "Where the hell are you putting that?" And I'm like, "It's gonna go on my nerd shelf somewhere." And so, but yeah, man, I was like, I've always been I've been a Galactus fan since like reading the. I read, of course, the reprints because I was way too young to read the originals. But I can remember reading the Galactus comics in like the 70s probably, like mid 70s or so. But I've always loved the character. I
Same.
don't know why, but I always. But yeah, I thought he was amazing on screen. I thought it was awesome the way that they made him look. Yeah,
Dude, that popcorn bucket is like the pinnacle of like useless merch, but
it
it's
is.
so cool that
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yep. There is no doubt about it. Yes, it is absolutely because that's it. I mean, it sits on a shelf. That's really all it's ever going to do. I was never going to put any food in it. I wasn't going to let popcorn touch it. So I'm like, yep, that's going to sit on a shelf and collect dust. But you know what? I can say I own a popcorn bucket of Galactus's head.
I'm gonna take a second here to say I hate Funko Pops.
Oh my god, dude! Yep.
Okay, I'm not about to insult you. All right, if you have a
Nope.
shelf of Funko Pops behind you and you're a content creator, I hate you. Sorry.
You know, they are such like strange toys. They're like bobbleheads.
There's nothing cool about it at all.
That's really all they are. They're like bobbleheads, and it's like that. But I will give them props for one thing. They have the licenses for everything. Like I don't understand how they got licensing for all that stuff. They literally print stuff for everything. Like every movie, every comic book, everything pop culture you will see has a Funko. And I'm like, how in God's name do they sign all these licenses with that company? It must be.
Who owns Funko Pop? Is it like Hasbro or something?
I don't even know. I think they're their own company. That's a very good question. I never looked that up. Which I'm going to go look it up right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is just Funko Incorporated.
Yeah. Like they literally have a Funko museum where you can go and they literally have every single one that they've ever made in this particular museum, wherever it is. Must be probably near their factory or company or whatever, I imagine. But yeah, I don't know. They got to be so big, and I never bought into that. I never ever bought into that. Like that craze where people are just buying them up. Like, oh my God.
I don't get it. I hate them. They're stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, we grew up with bobbleheads, right? Like that's what you used to see.
Bobbleheads bobble.
That's true.
These don't even bobble.
Yeah, that's true. They do have like little. They have like little springs on their heads,
I guess
but
they do,
their heads, I think, are too big. And the heads are like, and I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it either. Give me good old action figures rather than those and
lifelike figurines are the coolest.
Yes.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh man, I wish I had it saved. But there is this Japanese company that makes such hyper realistic dolls, essentially. They're action figures. Man, it was on Reddit. Let me see if I bookmarked it. Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, that would be cool.
No, I did not. But anyways, it's a Japanese. I'm sure you can find it if you Google it. But Japanese company that makes like $2,000 figures, and just as an example, they have like the Heath Ledger Joker, and it looks exactly like it. You can like get on a micro thing and look at his pores, and it looks perfect.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And it has like 5 different outfits everything's articulate. The fingers, the lips.
Yeah.
You can put in different teeth, eyes. Everything. It's wild.
I've seen a
those are cool. Funko Pops are not.
I bet you it's the same. It might be the same company because I think they were from overseas. I've seen a Thanos that was made like that, where you were talking like the fingers all can move and be posed and stuff like that. So I may have actually stumbled over something like that. But yeah, that's awesome. Those are the kind of figures that you want, and they're probably costly, I would imagine too. Yeah.
Stupid expensive.
Yeah, no doubt. I figured that would be the case. So I'm trying to think now. We have next year is Spider-Man.
Oh, I found it. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
JD. The company is called JND. JNDstudios.co.kr. It's
I have to look this up now. Hold on. JND.
Yeah, here's the website. It's jndstudios.co.kr.
Hyper real movie statues. It's titled when I look it up on Google. Holy shit, dude! They have John Wick. Oh my God, look at that!
I know, dude. This is so sick.
Dude, look at this, guys. That's amazing. Look at that. That's like an action figure, dude. And they're $1,300.
Yeah, they're expensive, dude. Scroll down and check out the Catwoman one.
Look at Bane and Two-Face. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're so good, right?
Wait, now I have to pull up. So this is from Batman This is from Batman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Selena Kyle. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman.
The Michelle
That is
Pfeiffer Catwoman. Oh my
yeah.
God, that's sick.
And if you click on it, it shows you like all the things it actually comes with, and you know how you can mess with it. It's so good. Anyways, but yeah,
Oh
I
my
spent like
God.
a couple hours just looking at these and being like, I
Yeah,
wish I was rich right now.
right? No kidding. Oh my God, these would go like in. Yeah, these are figures you put in like glass, and you just have them on a display shelf and you never take them out.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
big too.
gosh.
They're big.
Yeah, look at that. Squid Games. You got Dark Knight trilogy. Selena Kyle. That was the third one. What's her name? The actress's name that played her. I can't remember now. My wife likes her.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. Yep,
Yeah.
they have her Catwoman. Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Holy man!
It's surprising how the resemblance to the actual actors. Is
Yeah, it really is. Like it's sick. Arwen is in here from Lord of the Rings. Wow, man, that's incredible.
Right?
Not anything I will ever afford, but incredible. Who's
It's,
that? Oh, wow, they even have Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. Oh man,
yeah.
dude, look at the Christopher Reeve Superman.
Wait, what?
Oh, killing me.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, that one looks really good, and it comes with like
Oh
the one.
man, look at that.
Yeah, dude.
That's incredible.
Yeah. They have
Oh
all
my
the Harry
God.
Potter kids too, and they're
Oh
cheaper than the other.
man. I want that Superman now. That's a oh my God. Oh, look at there's Ledger's Joker. No, wait, hold on. I'll pull this up too.
Yeah, it's so good.
Look at that, dude. I loved his Joker. He did such a phenomenal job with that character. Oh my God, that was so good. Indiana Jones
And his dad, yeah.
and his dad. Oh my goodness, dude. This is and there's your the Justice League Superman.
Hell yeah, dude.
Justice League Superman in black.
God, that movie was so good. It's like 5 hours long, but it was so good.
Dude. Christian Bale's Batman. Oh, even if Suicide Squad Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Damn.
I'm sure this is not for the people listening only.
Yeah, they're listening on audio. It is like you're not going to go to.
Just go to the website.
Yeah, go to JND Studios and check those out. Man, oh man, wow, they are amazing. Holy. Yeah. You must have you must have as a kid collected like did you collect like toys, action figures and things like that when you were younger?
No, Micro Machines. I really like Star Wars Micro Machines.
Oh yeah, Micro Machines are awesome. Yeah.
I didn't necessarily collect stuff, but Spawn was my absolute favorite thing. I don't know if I mentioned that last time. But
I think when we talked about Spawn. Yeah.
What I have collected is like over here on the show.
Okay.
But yeah, this is like a little Spawn figure.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
had this thing since I was like 10.
That's
and then
awesome.
Angela's first appearance.
Oh, you know what? I had to mention that on the show because because nobody realizes that Angela came from Spawn. And there's a whole story that goes with that basically like McFarlane had to release the character because it wasn't drawn by him. And then it ended up getting sold to Marvel. And that was how she came to be a Marvel character. But yeah,
I think it's I mean, I was a sort of a purist, so when because I didn't pay attention, like I didn't keep up with storylines really.
Yep.
And when my sister was like, she saw that and she was like, "Wait, why is Angela like on this comic? She's a Marvel character." And I was like, "No, why is she a Marvel character?"
Yeah,
she filled me in, and I was like, "Boo, that sucks!" Like the Angela in the Spawn comics is awesome. It's a great story. She's an evil, heartless angel who like murders people.
Yep.
And apparently, in Marvel, she's not the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Personality. She's very toned down.
Yeah.
She's much more adult, I think, oriented in the Spawn books.
Yeah, she's a brutal killer.
Yeah. Have you read Spawn since it first came out?
Not lately, but yeah, I did read. I have the Spawn 1 through 8. I think. I
Oh,
have.
okay. I could never get Spawn #1 ever. Even my friend of mine was a comic book store owner, and I could never get him. It was so, when that came out, it was really hard to get a hold of. And I remember getting a graphic novel, and that's how I read them all. But I could never get a hold of a copy of that. But yeah, one of my favorites too. I always liked it. Do you remember the issue? And I'm trying to think of that. I think it was single digits. I want to say this was when McFarlane started having some guest artists and stuff coming in and drawing the book with him a little bit.
Okay.
Or writing. He may have had guest writers. But the one I'm thinking of was there was a scene in the book where they had, and it was his way of because obviously when he split off and went with Image and started Image Comics, he kind of was trying to get back at all of the corporate comics and all that kind of stuff. So the Marvels and the DCs. And the one was a jail cell with hands of heroes sticking out beyond the prison bars. And you could see Hulk's hand. You could see Spider-Man's hand. You could see like all of this. And you could just tell like what he was writing about. And I thought it was really, really, really cleverly done. But then of course, the HBO animated series was released then too. Yeah. I always liked Spawn. I liked a lot of those Image comics. I was a big the Max fan. Remember the big purple dude?
Hell yeah, dude!
Loved him. Got that whole run. I read that
weird,
entire
MTV show too.
On Liquid Television back in the day. Yeah, loved that book. So yeah, it was a fun time. The 90s were weird for comics. It really was.
Yeah.
You got a gazillion different covers of each book. Did you watch X-Men 97?
I can't sit through cartoons, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. The reason I ask is because I'm sure you probably were you reading any X-Men at all back in the 90s, like the Fatal Attraction storyline with Magneto?
No, honestly, like the extent of my comic books is I read weird stuff like
Spawn.
Okay. Hold on, check this out.
Yeah.
I don't. Sorry if this is.
No, you're good.
Lady Death, dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is the sort of thing I was into.
Yeah, okay.
It started as one thing, obviously, because I'm 12 and I see that cover.
Yepper.
It's what I kept reading.
I would have gravitated to that too. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, that's the kind of stuff I read. I didn't read really like mainstream Marvel stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Like that was when the X-Men thing. That was when they ripped basically Magneto. The big thing was Magneto ripped Wolverine's adamantium out of his body. No, essentially was what he did, and then they actually played that out in the animated series, which I was shocked when they did that. I knew where they were going with it, and I'm like, there's no way they're going to show him ripping out adamantium from Wolverine's body, and they damn well did.
It was like, all bloody and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, all right, props to you. I'm like, I never thought I'd see that on a cartoon, but good on you. But yeah, you know what? I read some obscure books and stuff back in the day too. I liked a lot. It helped that my friend owned a comic book store, and he would just kind of turn me on to certain things. Yeah. I got into Constantine that way. It was in a book called Hellblazer, which I loved. And a lot of different stuff that was not Marvel or DC that I would be reading simply because he kind of convinced me to read it. So. Read comics, guys. Read comics.
Sandman, I love Sandman.
Oh yeah, Sandman books. Yeah,
first season of that show was really good too.
Was the show good? Now, see, I didn't watch the show. I didn't know.
The first season is fantastic.
Okay.
The tone and everything. Of course, they changed it a little bit, but it's cool that it's. I don't want to spoil anything, but basically, it's 11 episodes. One half of the season is a journey. The other half of the season is a separate journey, but it's all one cohesive season. So it's interesting. It's very, very cool. The vibes are awesome. Don't watch season 2.
As so many times that will be the case. They'll make one really awesome opening season, and then they'll go to season 2, and it'll just be like, what happened?
Constantine's in season 1 of Sandman. It's a girl.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, it's a girl.
That's cool. Did you hear that Keanu Reeves is doing a sequel to that after all these years?
Shut up! Really?
Yes. Yes, I heard
Underrated
that.
movie.
Yep, I heard that in an interview that he was doing, and he was sitting there with the director of the original one, and they're like, "Yep, we're doing a Constantine 2."
Fuck yes.
I'm like, that's yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people were rumoring him where he was going to play. I think they were saying he was going to play Johnny Blaze in an upcoming Marvel thing where they're going to do like the horror kind of characters. So they were rumoring him for that, but now I don't know if he's going back to Constantine. He's probably just going to stick with that, which is cool. I love the first one. I thought it was great.
He is Constantine. Yes, bring that back.
Did you see, because I don't know if I talked to you about this the last time you were on, did you see the Werewolf by Night special that they put out?
Yeah, I did enjoy that one.
I did. Oh, man things.
I really liked it because it's a standalone and it was cool and different. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, me too. I liked it a lot as well. All right. So did you get a chance to see that they're doing something for returning players? Did you see in the patch notes? Yeah. So the patch notes talked about, and if you signed into Snap today at all, you had a screen that came up, like on the very beginning of the game, that allows you to click on it, and you're getting like this stuff. It's like I think it's like credits, and then it goes through. There's going to be giveaways like on a daily basis, and the returning players and existing players get it too. But returning players, on that little thing that we're getting, if your collection complete, returning players will see cards on there that they can get too. So like if they're missing any cards, if you open it up, literally the very first screen that popped up on my game is when it showed it to me.
Huh. I didn't get any of that. Let me restart it.
Did you update your game?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Did you update it yesterday? I think when was the update? Was it yesterday?
Yeah, I might not have done that.
Yeah, that's probably why. You probably have to update the game. Because I got a little thing that flashed right up on my screen when I first came back, and it's basically like a calendar. It's like a 30-day calendar that pops up. Okay. Yeah, and then you can people that are collection complete can just click through, and you'll get little bonus rewards and stuff like that. But it's the returning player thing. There it is. Login. It says login success. Next reward. It's on the main screen there. It says day 2, and mine is boosters. The final day reward, day 14, is a Series 4 collector's pack, which I have all the cards, so it won't matter. But that's one of the returning things that they're doing. And let me just pull this up really quickly, and I will go over this with you and just get your thoughts on it. It's called the Win Back Experience. The Welcome Back calendar. We built a new login calendar that features 28 days of rewards. In addition to variants, cosmetics, and currencies, players will get new random cards from varying series on days 1, 7, 14, 21, and 28. Calendar will be live for 35 days from a player's first session back. So if they miss a couple of days, they still have the opportunity to earn everything on the calendar. A bonus challenge is a bonus set of challenges that live on top of the weekly challenge. Completing daily missions, playing one that costs cards, like for example, will advance both the weekly challenge and bonus challenge reward milestones. Players will have 30 days to complete the bonus challenge and does not reset like the weekly one. The bonus challenge is completed when the player completes 50 missions. Bonus challenge rewards include variants, other cosmetics, currencies, and snap packs. And then there's a season pass discount. Returning players see a 25% discount on the purchase of either the season pass, the season pass super premium, and the upgrade from the season pass to the super premium. If you come back to Snap too close to the end of the current season, which is less than 10 days, the discount will follow you into next season. Discount is good for one purchase of either the season pass and the upgrade to the season pass super or the season pass super premium. And then there's also going to be exclusive bundles. Bundles for returning players will be available in the shop. All feature great deals on snap packs, which are making their debut in bundles. So there you go. Some returning stuff for people that want to come back to the game.
Yeah. Mine is the only thing I got was the 2-week thing where you get a series.
Yeah.
At the end.
That's what. Yeah, I have the same thing. Yeah, that's what I have too. Yep.
Cool.
But, yeah, not bad, right? Like I know that players stepped away, and a lot of people, I know that the numbers were crunched on it. People looked it up, and a lot of them know much more than I do. So they have said that the game has lost a good amount of players. You can kind of tell because there are a lot more bots. you can see that there are a lot more bots like on ladder and stuff like that, where now some of them are cheater bots and they play better, but they are out there. So you can see that there's been a bit of a decline of the player base, as you will see normally in any game. But
yeah, I will say this: like, it is a mobile game, and yes, the player base maybe has declined. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to that stuff, but there are so many card games out there that you don't even know exist that have dedicated player bases.
Oh, no doubt.
Do really well.
Yeah.
And have large communities behind it. So I think my point here is that even if the player base gets even lower than whatever it is right now, and it keeps declining, it's still one of the biggest card games in the world.
Yep.
It's basically Magic, Hearthstone, Lorcana, Marvel Snap. I feel like that's, I'm probably missing one, but it's like, yeah, it's a mobile game, but most card games, they stick around for like a decade minimum. Like Hearthstone, I think Hearthstone is pretty comparable to Snap at the point they both get the same amount of viewers on Twitch.
Yep.
And Hearthstone's been out for God knows how long.
Oh yeah, that's been out since I was playing World of Warcraft big time. Yeah.
So, Marvel Snap, I think it could lose a shit ton of players and it would still be chugging along just fine.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it been? 3 years now?
Yeah, I think they're coming up on their 3-year anniversary. Yeah.
It seems like a long time, but honestly, I think it's because meta games and new cards come out so often, things switch so often that 3 years feels like a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
But in terms of card games, Marvel Snap is still very new.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. They are coming out with a Magic the Gathering Spider-Man set.
Oh God!
Actually, I know. I'm like, I was looking at the artwork. I'm like, oh, it's stellar. And Glenn Jones, actually, who of course is one of the developers of Snap, has worked on that. I guess when he was still there. So
you like the Universes Beyond stuff?
The Magic stuff?
Yeah, like the different IPs going into Magic.
I think I may have bought one set of it. I think I bought the Walking Dead one, and I don't think I ever played any of them.
No, I mean just as a concept, though. Do you like the fact that other IPs are coming into?
I mean, if I was still playing like I did back in the day, I probably wouldn't mind it. Especially if it kind of fit the genre. I don't know that I would be taking IPs that were way out of what Magic was trying to do, and because then I think you're talking about like even with the Spider-Man stuff. We grew up with some Marvel card games and stuff that had physical cards back in the day. And you're basically then kind of playing that as opposed to playing Magic. Now they'll still have the Magic rules and the cards are still going to be like red, blue, black, green. They're still going to be the colors. But yeah, it is a little weird. Yeah. Because you're kind of get away from what the game is.
Yeah. Like I played Magic for a living, so ultimately I would not care like if my deck had a lightning bolt and a Jace the Mind Sculptor, and then I also play like Spider-Man. It would be weird, but I would not hesitate to do it. It wouldn't bother me that much. But yeah, it is weird when you're like, I cast Frodo. I guess Lord of the Rings gets a pass because it's also high fantasy.
Yeah, I can see the comparisons with it. Did you see? Well, you must have seen it. The guy who opened up that pack and got that one ring in his
ring.
Oh my God!
What I don't understand about that is he mailed it to go get it like checked or rated.
He did. Yep.
Why, guys? I would. Those dudes like in movies who walk around with a briefcase that's handcuffed to them.
Yep.
Wearing a suit. I would go out and buy a suit, like a fitted suit. I would get a steel briefcase, handcuff it to myself, and fly my happy ass to wherever it is they're going to rate that card. I would not trust the USPS.
Nope. With that. I 100% agree. I would like, no way. When that is a one of a kind, that dude hit the lottery, man. He hit the lottery. Yeah. He absolutely hit the lottery, and apparently they're doing that. I think with a lot of these other sets. Now the one for Spider-Man is an Infinity Gauntlet, so it's literally or no, I'm sorry, it's not the Infinity Gauntlet. It's a stone. It's the Soul Stone. That is going to
Okay.
be like an extremely rare card from the set. So yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of cool. You know, you and I both remember playing Magic back in the day, and I to this day, I want to vomit when I look to see how much my cards are worth now. If I still had my Beta Black Lotus that I owned, which is selling for upwards of $75,000. I could have. A friend of mine
hurts people's hearts,
dude.
but me and Joe have probably shuffled up Power of 9 cards with no
Oh, we
sleeves
did.
and played them on a kitchen table.
It was.
I hate myself.
Yep. A friend of mine. Now, I wasn't. The thing was, like, I would go out, and I don't know if you did this kind of thing too. I would go out and I'd buy, if a new set would come out, I'd go out and I'd buy either a bunch of packs or I'd buy a box, just to get the new set for the most part. Now, you wouldn't get a complete new set because you wouldn't get all the rares and stuff, but for the most part, you'd get all the commons and uncommons. And then the dealers back then, the people who you'd go to tournaments that would be holding the tournaments or whoever, they would want the newer cards. So many times I'd go to them and they'd have binders filled with all these old cards where they would just trade. They're like, oh yeah, give me 4 of your new ones and I'll give you this Black Lotus. And that's how I got most of my cards. Now a friend of mine, he went bananas with it because he got all beta. He had a beta Power 9. So all beta cards, right?
Yeah.
Now he made out okay. He sold his card collection and got a down payment on his house. So he did pretty well. But he came up to me one day. He saw me in a mall like some years back. And he came up to me and he goes, Joe, did you ever go and price our cards? And I'm like, nope. And I'm thinking I probably don't want to. And he goes, you will be sick when you see what these cards are going for. And I'm like, and I ended up going home and I looked on eBay and I'm like, oh my God. Like millionaires.
Yeah. There's only a couple things in my life I truly like regret to where like I don't like thinking about it because it makes me feel so bad. Is that like having all the dual lands and just like messing the edges of them up and just they're just old and all shitty now. But another one is I was really early on in Bitcoin. I'm not as bad as the 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza guy, but I mined a bunch of different coins, and I also mined Bitcoin. Long story short, at one point, I had about 50 Bitcoin, and this is back when it was worth $150 or so. I had 50 of them. I stopped mining them and doing all that, and I just eventually used them all up by buying stuff. And when I ran out of Bitcoin, there were still only $300, I think, a Bitcoin. And I was like, my logic was, I'm going to spend this money now because $300 is insane. I started when it was like $10. So it being at 300, I was like, I'm spending this while I got it.
Yep.
And cut to now, what's 50 times 50,000? 2.5 million? Yeah, exactly. Like, my current wife, I bought a plane ticket for her. She messaged me. How we met is she messaged me on Facebook and she said, I think you're cute. Do you remember me? And I was like, yes. She was like, I'm in Louisiana. I would like to fly and come hang out with you. And I was like, I have Bitcoin. I will pay for that. It was my last of my Bitcoin. And I spent, I think it was 3 Bitcoin on buying a plane ticket for her. She flew home. And now I like to remind her every now and then that was a $150,000 plane ticket. And I never touched Bitcoin again after that. And I hate myself. Man. I hate thinking about it.
Looking back at stuff, you know what I mean? Like you just don't think about it. You know, you just, it's like when I can remember, I go back to this when I was a kid, even, I think I might've been 17 or 18. My friends wanted to go on a trip to Atlantic City. And I'm like, okay. You know, we all had to raise some money. What do? I go up in my attic. My Star Wars figures that I had, every single one, are laying up there. I call up some dude who's a guy that had an auction going on. I'm like, were you looking maybe to get any Star Wars figures? He's like, yeah, I'll come look at what you have. He bought everything I had for $75 so I could go on a trip to Atlantic City.
No, what are those things is $75? Easily.
You're right. The Darth Vader case that they came in probably was worth $75. And they were all for, I'm now granted they weren't in packages because we didn't say packages back then. We played with the toys, but they were dated. They were date stamped on the bottom of the toys, and they were all from 1977. So, yep. So every one of them would have been worth like thousands. I was just watching a YouTube video the other day. I had it on it. They were going through the value of Star Wars toys, and I literally almost in tears. I'm like, just make it stop. But yeah, man, you look back at that's when you realize that you're just not destined to have a ton of money. You're just like, it's just not in your destiny to have a ton of money. But oh my God. Yep. Well, there you go. Some off-kilter snap talk, but hey, look, it's we have suffered through the pains of selling stuff when we were much too young to do it. So
yeah, I just wanted to make myself sad before the show ended. So.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, why not? Why not? But hey, man, listen, NERFHERDER, where can my audience find your content?
Sure.
Let them know.
YouTube, just NERFHERDER MS. Search me up, you'll find me. Please subscribe. I will love you forever. I haven't put out videos in like I think it's 13 days now, which is the longest I've ever done it, but I will be making stuff soon. I just want to say that I focus on being funny while still being competitive. So if you want some laughs but also like want to get better at the game, that's my channel's for you. I trying to stand out from all the other creators because they all have the same formula. They put out a deck every day and they say it's awesome. Oh my God, this is so crazy. If I put out a deck on my channel, it's because I've tested it for days. I have at least 100 games with it, and I personally will play it to climb the ladder. The other creators don't do that, just as a fair warning. So anyways, I tried to I'm looking for the word, but I actually care about the viewers and the games they're going to play. So,
yeah, look, I mean, NERFHERDER was someone that I watched right off the bat. I think I met you through the Kid Snap because you were on the Kid with the Kid Snap.
Oh yeah.
I remember. Yeah, look, great guy to watch. Very entertaining, and just tries to keep it lighter and funny and stuff like that. And it's something that we all need in content and stuff today for sure. Obviously inspired some of the stuff that I do on the podcast too. So thank you for that. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, man. It was great chatting with you again. And obviously, come back anytime. I would love to have you back again sometime. So
yeah, always down.
Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. I am back to stay. I will be having guests again, probably once a week, as long as I don't run out of guests that want to come on the show. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. Leave me some comments and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for listening wherever you may do so. This will also be out on audio. For those of you who do the audio thing and you don't want to do the video stuff, you'll be able to hear this a little bit later on audio as well. So that is going to do it for this episode of Snap Decisions. Obviously, again, thank you to my guest NERFHERDER for being on. And I will see you guys all in the next one, which will be my pod next Tuesday. So have a great rest of your week. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another always. And hopefully I will talk to you all on the next episode of Snap Decisions. This is your Snap DJ signing off.
If only